Hi, my name is Mike and I'm here at Cultivate in Denver, Colorado. You can find us at cultivatecolorado.com. And today I'm going to be discussing mycology, growing mushrooms and fungus. This is a product I helped design from the Monster Mushroom Company. It is made of spawn grain at the bottom and substrate on top. So the spawn grain is basically rye berries, whole oats, winter wheat. The substrate is coco, coir, worm castings, vermiculite, gypsum, pH buffers and stabilizers, and this is an all-in-one grow bag, so it's super easy. Before we necessarily dive in on how to use this product, I'd like to just discuss mycology in general, which mycology is the study of fungus. Mycology is all about being sterile. Like, if you're not going to be sterile at every step of the process, and you're wasting your time and money. Another thing with mycology, and especially for beginners, I would recommend getting a book on mycology and how to use these different products. You can even make your own spawn grain, make your own substrate. I would recommend that as opposed to going to like internet forums, because like cultivation in general, there's 10,000 different ways to do it. So I would just focus on, having a successful harvest, and then you can move to like the mini kits or large mono tubs and really start dialing your mycology from there. You can use this grow bag to grow multiple different species, culinary, gourmet, everything. And this is a great product. It's very easy to use, and you could just it's the all-in-one bag, so you can avoid all the transfers that increase your risk of contamination. So I will discuss on how to use this product and each step in between, how to use the spore syringe, and we'll get into it. So first, you will unfold it, fluff it up, make sure that there's airflow to this filter patch. You're gonna sterilize the entire bag besides the white filter patch with 70% isopropyl alcohol. 99 will work, but 70% tends to work better because it evaporates less quickly. You're definitely gonna want to sterilize this self-injection healing port, and then you will get your syringe that's generally 10 to 12 cc's or milliliters per syringe. You can do half to a whole syringe in here at the grain level. But what you're gonna do is you need a torch, and you have to flame sterilize the needle about 50%. If you go farther than that, it could melt the plastic, then your spores are gonna be stuck in the syringe. Once you flame sterilize the needle 50%, you're gonna let it cool for 60 seconds, wipe the needle down with 70% isopropyl, and you're gonna inject it in the self-injection healing port. And then once you pull it out, you're gonna put packing tape on this. Once you do that, you're just gonna leave this in a dark room at 75 degrees and wait in about 1, maybe 2 weeks to get the entire grain colonized. Once that's totally white and colonized, you're gonna break it up, redistribute the mycelium as evenly as you can, put it back in a dark room at 75 degrees. It should take another week or two to fully colonize the bag. Once it's fully colonized, you can grow it in the bag, and then you have that surface area, or you can sterilize a monotub or a storage tote, again with 70%, 99% isopropyl alcohol inside and out. And you could cut this out and just place the mycelium block inside the monotub, and then they'll grow on the sides, and you have a lot more surface area there. Once you do start producing fruit, or decide it's ready to produce fruit, you're gonna get like a LED strip or a cheap halogen bulb, like clip-on automotive light. You don't want the light to be too intense, like high fluorescence or metal halide, HPS, or anything like that. You just want it to be a nice soft light. And you're gonna put it on a 12 hours on, 12 hours off light cycle. And so you just plug it into a timer and you should be ready to go. So once you start producing the fruit, whether it's in a tub or in the bag, you're gonna wanna sterilize like a scalpel, and ideally you're gonna try to slice off the fruit as close to the substrate as possible. I would not recommend plucking them out because that will damage the mat, and things won't necessarily grow in replace of that mushroom. So once you harvest the whole bag, all the fruit off of it, you can just get some sterilized water in a spray bottle and spray either into the bag, or just if you cut it out and put it in a tub, just hydrate the entire thing with 8 to 10 sprays of water. And you can get potentially 3 to 5 harvests per bag. I have definitely talked to customers that say generally, and also species dependent and environmental differences and stuff, you can get about half ounce of fruit to about 2 ounces of fruit. Another little key to mycology is if you see any discoloration, some blue, some green, orange spots, that's contamination, toss it out immediately. You do not want to open it in the room that you're trying to grow fungus in, because it'll release millions of contaminated spores, and that could potentially ruin the rest of the bags. So if there is any contamination, just throw it out immediately. Contamination is going to happen, so do not get discouraged. I often tell people, if you want 3 of these bags, I would potentially start 5 of them, because some are going to contaminate, but just stay positive and keep working at it, and you will be successful. Another type of contamination that can happen would be on the grain level, and if it gets slimy down here, that's bacterial contamination. So again, just throw it out. Some mycology books will say that you can cut out contamination and dump table salt on it, but in my experience it's kind of fruitless. No pun intended. So now that we've discussed the basics on these, I wanted to discuss environmentals. A high humidity is definitely recommended. 75 degrees for the colonization of the grain. And then once you break that up and you're trying to colonize the substrate, the temperature is a big factor. 75 degrees throughout the entire process. But if you have trouble controlling your temperatures in your environment, lower temperatures will work and can work, but it is gonna slow your colonization rate and increase your risk of contamination. So ideally, 75 degrees Fahrenheit and between 70 and 85, even upwards of 90% humidity is recommended. And again, just be sterile throughout the entire process. Prep your room or the enclosure you're trying to grow in, just sterilize it. If you think you're being too sterile, you might not be being sterile enough. That's going over some of the basics, the environmentals, what's in the bag, the ingredients in here, and how to properly use this. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the link below. And in the future, I will be explaining how to use all these other products and the mini kits and large kits and large monotubs. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this was informative. Thank you.